deciding on the trainer at times to do intervals because it is predictable. It doesn't cost me extra time. And when every day here has been like a variable smoke cloud, I can feel confident that I can execute the workout without coming home coughing, spluttering, and damaging my lungs. So, trainer it is. So over the weekend, or I'd say it started on Friday, a fire started around Sisters, Oregon, which is not too far from us. We actually ride over there quite a bit. And what started as about 3,000 acres, I think, just expanded into like 18,000 acres. And then over the weekend, we were just totally smoked out. The AQI was really between like 100 and 250 depending on the minute. It just makes training a real drag when you don't know what you can or should do. So I've opted to control the controllables and embrace my trainer. Another thing about this kind of horrible turn of events, both for obviously the people who were affected by the fire, but also for us, my coach Casper was coming out from Denmark to train with us, or to watch us train for the week, with my training partner Jason Pohl, who also works with Casper. And at the very last minute, we decided that it wasn't safe for him to come. It was too smoky and too unpredictable. So I had taken the week off my other job and just had this, rather bummer of a situation where kind of none of the plans that we had worked really hard to bring together actually materialized. So it's been a disappointing week. What I'm going to do today is to do the hard work inside, since that is more aerobically taxing, which will be about an hour or so, and then I'll do the rest of the ride outside, since the AQI is safe to ride in, but I would just prefer to do the hard stuff indoors next to an air purifier. So. First four were 2.5 to 2.9, and that's the first one that's over 3. So I'll drop it a couple of watts and see if we can get it back under 3 or less. Time to go outside. Take my beautiful bike out.
How you feeling today?
I feel okay today. I had a good swim, so that's always appreciated. We had a big crew at swim this morning, although it was kind of funny because they've closed the indoor facilities down, so that means that all the folks that usually go to aqua aerobics were put into the pool. So the 16 lanes were turned into 4 lanes, and 8 people bobbing up and down and doing water aerobics took over 5 lanes. So it was chaos. But we had lots of really good swimmers, and yeah, I did well on the set, which is always just like a, nice moment to walk away from swimming feeling like you actually had a good one. So, yay.
Smoke lifted a little bit today. Went for an outside ride.
Yeah, that's been the really hard part about this week in general, is just like every day you feel like you're guessing as to whether or not you can go outside and if it's healthy, or if you're making a bad choice because you leave while the air quality is okay and then you get 10 miles out or 20 miles out and the wind changes and it goes from being 30 to 150 AQI. So it's just been a big challenge, but we have at least got out for a 2-hour aerobic ride today towards Sisters, so it was clear enough to do that, which was good for the old mental health.
And how is the mental health? 6 weeks or so from Kona.
That was pretty much the topic of discussion for during our ride today. It depends on the hour, it feels like. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself, and who doesn't, because you want things to go really well. Yeah, exactly, Leif. And when I do that, I don't think it's very easy to perform from a place of openness and like actually reaching your potential. So I just have to keep the pressure and the nerves in check. It also, you like start to build up every session in your head like it has to be absolutely perfect, and if something goes wrong, it's very easy to like spiral out of thinking that you're going to be ready because one single thing went wrong. So it's just a constant practice of reminding myself that good enough is good enough. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think it's really easy to look around and see what other people are doing and compare yourself to other people. Like, there's a natural instinct to be competitive and to try to gauge your readiness based on the people that you're racing against. But I just have had to pretty much stop looking at Instagram, stop looking at Strava. These things don't actually help me at this stage in the game, and executing on my own goals and my own sessions are really the only thing that's gonna get me ready in a good, mentally healthy place on October 12th. So I enjoyed my week of not working and focusing on just training. And it was really interesting to see like even my lactate values and stuff were all down versus where they've been. I think getting more sleep and being super focused on one thing at a time just is better for my body and my head. And that's been a real treat. So holding on to that while I can, and back to work on Tuesday. So. Today I drove up to Elk Lake with the crew, and I did just a little over an hour of water swim. It was like 4,300 meters. And then drove home, ate almost 2 full Belgian waffles, took a nap, and I have 3 hours of riding with 4x12 at threshold, and then an hour run after that.